Hello, this is Mr. Tiebox123 and this is going to be my very first desk tour. Lots of people have said, can you do a desk tour? So this is it. As you can see, and a lot of you probably already have seen, these are the 6 monitors I've got on my desk. The bottom 3 are all Apple 27-inch cinema displays, which are absolutely fantastic screens. And then on the top 3, they're 3 Dell 24-inch 1080p displays. Not quite sure the model number of those, but they're okay, but they're obviously nowhere near as good as these 27-inch LED cinema displays from Apple. Up above my desk here, I've got a picture of all my favourite players from my football team, which is Arsenal. Absolutely love everything Arsenal. I'm a huge Arsenal fan, have been all my life. This picture was actually a gift and I really love this picture. It's got all of my favourite players from the Invincible era, and that sits in pride of place above everything else. On the right hand side here, we've just got a collection of drawers which are just storage for a whole bunch of junk and different variation of things. If I come around the back here of my monitors, I've got my 2010 Mac Pro with the 6 connections for my displays plugged in the back. I've got my Atlona converter there, which I've done a review on the channel. And then on top I've got a blue LED mood light which needs to be placed somewhere properly, but just gives off a nice effect when you've got all the lights off, of like a sort of dull blue colour, which I quite like. If I just come back around the front here, underneath this monitor I've got a glass box which has got an etching of the Emirates Stadium, which is the Arsenal football stadium, inside it. That was a gift from somebody and I really like that. I've got a pen, and I've also got my iPhone 4, which is the black 32 gig version on Vodafone, and I use this for everything personal. On the side of that I've got my 32 gigabyte iPhone 3GS, which I actually use for everything business orientated. Attached to the USB port on my Apple keyboard is the Samsung S1 mini hard drive, which I just use for very quick portability of data, and there's also a review of that on my channel. I've got the Magic Mouse, which I'm really fond of, really like the Magic Mouse. And then I've got the Apple full-size wired keyboard. Now I would really like for this to be a Bluetooth one, but the Bluetooth one is only that portion of the keyboard, and I really just don't like using it. I really like to have the full-size keyboard. So unfortunately it is wired, but really like the keyboard. Other than that, I don't know why Apple don't bring out a full-size Bluetooth version. Behind that I've got my Barclays authentication system, which enables me to log on to my internet banking. I've got my Miu Miu sunglasses, which I really like. And then I've got the Mobi Magic Mouse wireless charger, which I've also done a review on the channel and really like that, and looks quite nice sitting on the desk alongside all the other Apple stuff. Underneath here I've got my Sky HD box, which enables me to watch full Sky HD on any one of my monitors. I've got a USB cable hanging through there, which I use to plug my camcorder in. And then to the left of that I've got my trackpad, which I use occasionally but really prefer using the mouse. And then I've got an RSA token which does my 2-factor authentication into my corporate network. Just next to that I've got my 2 remotes, one for the Sky HD box and one Logitech remote for my 5.1 surround sound system. Not quite sure of the model number of that. It's quite a few years old, but sounds absolutely fantastic, so haven't had to change that. And then I've got my V-Moda headphones, which I've done a review of, and I absolutely love those headphones, really fantastic headphones. There is the controller for my surround sound system, THX certified Logitech. It's quite an old system, like I say, but sounds absolutely fantastic. And then next to that I've got my Blue Snowball microphone, which I really enjoy using. It comes out with some really good sound quality. And then if we just go around the back of the monitors here, I've got my Vodafone Sure Signal box, which gives me full cell phone reception all around the house, which is fantastic through the broadband connection. And then next to that I've got my first router, which actually connects up to a WiMAX connection, which gives me a very fast wireless internet connection bit further round is the front of my Mac Pro. In front of that is the ITV digital TV receptor, and that Mac Pro is actually the base model Mac Pro with the quad core. I wish I'd actually gone for the 8 core or the 12 core version, but I didn't think I'd need it. But now I look back, I really wish I'd have actually waited and gone for the slightly higher version. This one's been upgraded to 16 gig of RAM, and also has got 3 2TB hard disks and one 1TB hard disk for the operating system in. The 3 hard drives are actually in a RAID 0 set, which is striped, which gives very fast data access, and I use that for a whole different range of things. On the left there we've got some more storage, and actually if I move my chair around, and that's my chair there, it's just an ergonomic chair that I picked up from the internet. Absolutely love that chair, very comfortable. If I just move that out of the way, what I've done is I've put a whole range of storage boxes that I bought from a supermarket underneath the desk, and that gives me a massive amount of storage for all different kinds of things, from cables to printer inks to tools, in a space that otherwise would not be occupied. So that's what's underneath the desk. If I just come around to the other side of the room here, I've got a small cabinet, and on top of that cabinet I've got my small tripod, which I use for on-desk videoing of products and for doing reviews and unboxing, etc. I've got a collection of remote control power sockets which I use around the house for different lights and whatnot. There's the remote that goes with it. I've got my 11.6 inch MacBook Air, which I absolutely adore. It's a fantastic laptop and I really enjoy using it, and it's a joy to carry around when you go to customers and do various meetings. It's light, it's fast, it's portable. It's just a fantastic bit of kit there from Apple. I've got an Ed Hardy candle that was given to me as a gift. I've got an alien playing a saxophone for some reason. I do play the saxophone, that was a gift as well. And then I've got an original pencil sketch of Only Fools and Horses, which is a very famous TV show for those of you that haven't seen it, that I absolutely love. In front of that I've got one of the corner speakers for my Logitech sound system, and then I've got my iPad 2 sitting there with the smart cover on, which I've again recently done a review of on my channel. Over to the right I've got my Canon MP640 printer, which is an all-in-one system and does scanning and photo printing and various other bits, and is actually a really fantastic printer. On top of that I've got another router which is for my ADSL broadband connection, which is just a secondary internet connection. I've got my house phone, and then again underneath that I've got a whole array of different items of storage. Inside my cabinet here I've got a collection of USB and NAS drives, which are all connected via a range of different USB hubs, and they're all connected in, and I use them for a whole different variation of things. I've got a USB CD/DVD writer on the end there as well, and they're all connected to my Mac Pro, and I use them for all different manner of things. Down the bottom here I've just got a couple of old electronic things here. I've got an old Skybox, an old Freeview receiver, an old HP laptop there. I've got some of my Thai boxing gloves in the back there, my MacBook Air, Super Drive, the box for my iPad 2, a bottle of sprayable oxygen, and then just a couple of wireless N access points that I use for accessing all around the house. So that is my very first desk tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd just like to say thanks to everybody for watching my channel and for giving me all the support that you have and all the different feedback and comments. Very grateful for that, and I'll see you in the next video.